The Bear is back for season 4.
Showtime! Yeah!
It's chaotic, stressful, and somehow everyone's favorite show.
I love it.
You love it?
The internet was right.
Oh, good.
So why are we all obsessed with this beautiful mess? Let's dig in. The tension you can't look away from. Rolling Stone magazine called The Bear the most stressful thing on TV. But they added, it's also great. And yes, that pretty much sums it up. FX's surprise hit, set in a chaotic Chicago family restaurant, will either have you cheering or calling 911.
I don't mind it.
It's like binge-watching 30 panic attacks and somehow loving every second.
Can you handle this? Is it too much for you? Answer me.
I can handle it.
I can handle it, chef.
I can handle it, chef.
You feel the pressure everywhere, even in the background signs. Like the one that screams, "Every second counts." That hits hard whether you're plating risotto or racing a deadline.
Just breathe.
And here's the twist. That tension, it might actually calm you down. In a world of pandemics, political chaos, and constant doom scrolling, we've gotten weirdly good at living in stress mode. So when The Bear turns up the heat, it feels familiar.
It's hard and it's brutal, and that's what makes it special.
Behavioral science professor Kristen Lee says The Bear triggers the same rush as a good horror movie. It's intense, a bit scary, but also kind of a release. Stressful media can create a distancing from viewers' own lives that can be evocative and might provide some kind of respite from their day-to-day. The series also taps into universal feelings. It's quite true to life and doesn't feel contrived. That might potentially bring comfort to a viewer. It could make them feel that they're not alone, and the intensity of it might actually bring comfort that their life isn't as difficult as the show. Plus, that never-ending urgency.
We're firing 76 beefs, 34 chickens, okay?
It grabs your attention and doesn't let go. Before we serve the next course, make sure you're subscribed to OSSA for all the best behind-the-scenes bites. So, what else makes The Bear so addictive? The cast. Sure, the plot is tasty, but it's the actors who turn The Bear into a 5-star feast. Jeremy Allen White leads the kitchen as Carmy. And if he looks familiar, that's because he was Lip in Shameless. Same unhinged energy, just with more knives.
It felt to me like walking around in somebody's mind, and I think it felt very like fresh and new.
Opposite him is Ayo Adebaria Sidney, the ambitious, quietly intense sous chef who's somehow not quit yet. The actress and White even trained together pre-show. Jeremy and I were like side by side, getting a little bit competitive with each other. And then after we just were sent off to work in different restaurants. But in the series, she's not just acting. Ayo directed an episode in season 3 and co-wrote one in season 4.
I got to co-write it with Lionel Boyce, who plays
Oh, with Lionel, huh? Oh, wow.
And and it's really fun.
SNL star Abby Elliott brings depth to Carmy's sister, Sugar. The actress was actually pregnant during season 2 and gave birth right after filming wrapped. And to prep for a birth scene on screen, she re-watched a video of her own labor.
That really helped me, get into it and watching, the contractions and just how like that guttural pain, it's so specific, and just trying to emulate what I did IRL.
And of course, Richie, not Carmy's real cousin, but definitely his real headache. Eben Moss-Bachrach plays him with chaotic rage and unexpected tenderness.
It's a real marriage between the actors and the crew.
By the way, the actor is also a real-life foodie. I cook all the time. Sometimes it was frustrating that I couldn't pick up a knife, and most of the time I was happy to watch everyone else. Then there's actual chef Matty Matheson as Neil Fack, comic relief and executive producer. He started out on the series as a consultant behind the scenes, but when the creator Chris Storer asked him to play a cook, the guy flat out refused.
Because I don't want to do that, that's stressful. And then he's like, we want you to be the handyman guy. I was like, perfect, I don't know how to do anything.
Liza Colón-Zayas plays Tina, the tough love chef who's become the heart of the kitchen. And her on-screen husband in season 3, her real-life spouse, David Zayas. He came to visit me in Chicago, and I brought him to set one day, and they were fans. Chris said, "Do you think he'd want to be on the show?" And I said, "I think so." Lionel Boyce plays Marcus, the desserts guy with a poetic soul. And this role, it's basically him.
The character felt close to me, so I think on that side, it was like the curiosity was my entry point into this character, so I didn't pull from really much outside of that.
The Bear also brought a bunch of guest stars. Jamie Lee Curtis, Bob Odenkirk, John Bernthal, Sarah Paulson, John Mulaney, Olivia Colman, Will Poulter, and even John Cena. At this point, it's basically the Avengers of prestige TV. No wonder we're all glued to the screen. The realness. Workplace comedies have filled our screens for over 15 years. The Office, Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But let's be real, most of them show idealized workplaces where everyone's basically family, and even toxic behavior gets laughed off. But The Bear? It's not that kind of series. This kitchen is messy, loud, and full of broken people trying to hold it together.
Tina, fire every single chicken we have, please, okay? Richie, do you even know how to do fries?
And honestly, more people have worked in restaurants than at a paper company, so it hits closer to home. The dramedy doesn't shy away from tough stuff. Grief, suicide, depression, addiction.
I have to remind myself to breathe sometimes. I have to remind myself to be present, you know?
Characters leave, explode, reconnect, and realize that even when it's dysfunctional, their crew is their family.
I don't want this place to be chaos. You know that, right?
Yes, it's in the comedy category at awards shows, mostly because episodes are short. However, The Bear isn't funny in the usual sitcom way. The humor here comes from character, not gags. It's awkward, reactive, and brutally human. Some critics say it's too much. The stress, the shouting, the drugs.
The vibe's weird.
But that's what it's like behind the scenes in a real kitchen.
Yes, chef.
And that's exactly why people love it. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. A lot of that comes down to creator Chris Storer, who also worked on another dramedy series, Raimi. He writes people who talk like real humans, messy, overlapping, unsure.
He keeps messing with, I feel like, what the structure of television can be.
For Storer, a small mistake would not have ruined it, as embracing life's chaos is the point of the show. He kept saying, I don't want it to feel too perfect. He's someone who's worked every job in this industry, and so we all trust him to make our imperfections work. And somehow, each episode feels like its own thing, but never stops feeling like The Bear.
I feel like season 1 was so different to season 2, and season 3 is even stranger and more kind of joyful and anxiety-ridden.
And that realness isn't just in the writing. The cast trained in real kitchens. The writers had restaurant experience. Jeremy Allen White even helped design Carmy's tattoos to reflect his past. It was a really great exercise in writing a background for your character through the art they have. That's why the show doesn't just feel good, it feels true. Cinematography. Another reason why The Bear feels so relevant comes down to how it's shot. Chris Storer keeps things fast and raw. They don't do a million takes. Scenes aren't overly rehearsed. That's how we get moments that feel lived, not acted.
I love you.
One of the most celebrated episodes is a single, continuous 18-minute scene, captured throughout a single morning. We did it in only 2 takes. We didn't want it to become too rehearsed, so Chris said, that's it, we got it. When they're not doing one long take, the editing does the work.
The Bear is a show that really lives and dies by the energy we're creating in the edit room.
We don't just see the action, we're inside it. Plates, receipts, clocks, sweat, it's a sensory overload. And it mirrors the character's anxiety and lack of control. In contrast, scenes outside the kitchen follow a more unhurried rhythm in the editing. The slow, paced-out, more deliberate scenes are a reflection of the fact that the characters are coming out of the chaos. Of course, they're going to be feeling this release. Extreme close-ups are another signature of the show's visual language. These shots don't just highlight expressions, they magnify internal states. Viewers are pulled into the character's emotional turbulence, with nowhere to look away. The camera will pick up something if you're feeling it. So this commitment to craft is a major reason why The Bear has become a cultural phenomenon. And with 21 Primetime Emmy Awards and 5 Golden Globes, its impact speaks for itself. Now it's your turn. What keeps you coming back to The Bear? Let us know in the comments. And as always, stay awesome.